how sports can overweigh political and social differences.
The match was just 5 minutes. Less. You tapped me out. You tapped me out.
We are trying to break each other's arms or choke each other. But at the end, we had such a nice and friendly interaction. But if it was football, I think it would be...
It's different.
For sure.
For sure.
We've seen it. We've seen it happening, man. Greece plays against Turkey, football, basketball, whatever.
Yes.
It's polarized.
Jiu-Jitsu is good because everybody's the same, is equal. Once you step the mat, everybody wear the same clothes and barefoot. And doesn't matter if the president is there and the cleaner is there. Maybe the cleaner can teach the president of the nation better than he, because no levels there.
Okay, guys, a different podcast today with a different topic that we usually discuss. We want to see how sports can overweigh political and social differences in peoples. So before 3 or 2 months, you had a game that...
It was, end of May?
End of May.
End of May, okay. In the AGP.
Okay, like opponents on Jiu-Jitsu games.
I will tell you the story. I will tell you the story because it's a good introduction.
I want to see how ended up the game and what a relationship that you developed after that game.
So I will take the story from the very beginning. Okay. Right? It connects very well with my expertise. I'm a sports sociologist, as you Michalis knows very well. My first degree is sports science. I did a PhD in sports sociology, and one of the most fascinating things I observed during my studies is how sports can serve as a vehicle for social change, for development, especially in places that there has been conflict, like South Africa or Ireland, Israel and Palestine in the good days. I'm lucky because I'm still an active athlete and I get to experience my discipline in real life as well. And I can evaluate sports as a practitioner and as a sociologist. So end of May was the first AGP in Cyprus. AGP is a major event organizer in Jiu-Jitsu. Luckily, some good friends, Konstantinos and Andreas, took the initiative to bring it in Cyprus. And obviously, every practitioner signed up. The pity is that I'm 45, I'm Masters 3, I'm a heavyweight, no opponents. So the night before the competition, I got to see my opponent. I checked him out. A 21-year-old guy, purple belt, on my weight division. I was like, okay, whatever. We're going to have fun. I fought in both gi and no gi. So first it was gi. I did my match and I was waiting for the medal ceremony. He was waiting for his medal as well. And he approached me. He was like, I think we are fighting next. And we started talking. And I realized that it's a guy from... what do we call the north side, a fellow Cypriot. I perceive them as compatriots. And we ended up talking a lot more during the warm-up and after the match about our lives, about Cyprus, about the conditions and how the sport we both love, can help in bringing people together. The match was just 5 minutes. Less. You tapped me out. You tapped me out in probably like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm not sure. But it was just a pretext. This is how I perceived it. I mean, it was. I was not even concentrated in the warm-up area. I was talking and I was casually, stretching my body, trying to prepare. But the way I saw it, it was a story that began before the match. The match was just a break.
Κάθε άνθρωπος μπορεί να καταφέρει σπουδαία πράγματα όταν ό,τι κάνει, το κάνει με πάθος. Ευρωπαϊκό Πανεπιστήμιο Κύπρου. Empowering greatness.
I tried to give him a good match. I think it was the honorable thing to do.
It was a very good match, by the way.
I tried to give him a good match, and then we stopped, we hugged each other, and then we agreed to stay in touch. And because I was so emotional about the whole thing, because it really represented and symbolized what I stood for and what I'm standing for. That sports is a universal language. You don't really have to talk the language or,
to have the same culture or
communicate in any other way. Sports can be a language on its own.
Yep.
And we share the common passion that transcended.
I think the sports, it's a culture. We have the same culture.
It is a specific, Jiu-Jitsu is a specific subculture, but which is very, very unique. It's very unique from other sports. We share the same passion. It's what we say all the time. If you want to make friends fast, go to a Jiu-Jitsu place.
Yeah.
You'll become friends in no time.
And the funny thing is that we are trying to break each other's arms or choke each other. But at the end, we had such a nice and friendly interaction. But if it was football, I think it would be...
It's different.
For sure.
For sure.
We've seen it. We've seen it happening, man.
Yes.
Whenever Greece plays against Turkey, football, basketball, whatever.
Yes.
It's polarized.
It's really polarized.
It's polarized.
If one team from the north, let's say, were to play here, I think it would be a big chaos.
Yeah.
But you know that before, I don't know how many years, but all the teams, Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots, playing on the same link.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah.
And we had some, speaking about football, we had some cases of Turkish Cypriot football. I don't like Turkish Cypriots, but just for the sake of ease of speaking, I will keep it. I think we are all Cypriots. We are just speaking different languages.
Yes.
There were some Turkish Cypriots playing for teams on the south side, and they were facing a lot of retaliation by some, and then for the more progressive people, it was a hope.
Yeah.
So it's always contested. So this was the background story, and this is how Metin and Giuliano, his coach, are with us today, because we promised on that day that whatever we experienced, because I was so excited, I felt so euphoric after the competition, that I said to myself that this deserves to be broadcasted and shown to the wider public. It's a good example of we are all humans. Yes. We don't have differences, and if we participate together in sports, in arts, and so on, I think the solution could start from the bottom down. Yes. Because we all know that the politicians don't want a solution.
Yes.
Very nice.
They are prolonging the whole thing.
Thank you very much.
A step back. I have a question to both of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Giuliano first.
Okay.
Because I met you at the competition. You didn't have the chance to speak a lot. I only found out some minutes ago that you're from Brazil.
Yes.
Okay, what brought you in Cyprus? It's a question that I always ask people, especially people outside of Europe.
Okay.
Especially to North Cyprus.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's start. So I was in Brazil. I start my Jiu-Jitsu. I was 12 years old with my grandmaster Flavio Berry.
Oh, I know Flavio Berry.
Yes,
he's a legend.
Yes. I was with him since I was 12. Since my white belt to my black belt, I'm same master. So I have contact with all the, how can I say, the royalty of Jiu-Jitsu there. And so as you are saying, Jiu-Jitsu is good because everybody is the same, is equal. Once you step the mat, everybody wear the same clothes and barefoots, and doesn't matter if the president is there and the cleaner is there. Maybe the cleaner can teach the president of the nation better than he, because no levels there. And the Gracies, their philosophy was it. It's make everybody equal and have a lifestyle. So Jiu-Jitsu nowadays is a lifestyle. That's why we are here. Because we don't care about things. We have our own community. Because lifestyle is kind of thing that you just live together. We cannot have a lifestyle by yourself, alone. So Jiu-Jitsu, the Gracies did it very well. Carlos Gracie, I think he has some illumination, I don't know.
He was a special person.
Yes.
I mean, he was a visionary.
Yeah, no, and he has some spiritual powers also. If you research about the history, you see he has some different things. So these guys come to the world each 1,000 years, I don't know. And he taught this philosophy to everyone in the mats. So the Gracies create this atmosphere for everyone. And thanks God, till now it works. Look, we are here together. I'm from Brazil.
We're all four practitioners of Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, 3 Cypriots. And this make me very happy because I started Jiu-Jitsu in 1995. So I saw all of course, Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil was a great thing in that time. But in the world, no.
Yeah.
Nobody fight for money. And these guys start to go out. So I saw this Jiu-Jitsu grow up since the beginning. And I have contact with these guys, not because I'm special, because it's the only guys that we have in that time to learn.
Yeah.
So, okay, once I get Jiu-Jitsu as a mission in my life, I always have this in my mind. I have to spread this philosophy to everyone.
When did you decide that you will do Jiu-Jitsu as a teacher?
Really, I think since I step in the mats, I have this idea.
Really?
But for social conventions, we have that formula, standard formula that you have to grow up, do university, buy a house, make a family, and be a successful guy. So I start the law university. Once I graduate as a lawyer, I realized that's not what I want for my life because in that time I already do some classes. I help in the gym. So when I was, I think, 18, 19, I don't know, I start to understand this is my mission. It's not for money, it's not for fame, it's as a mission. Yeah. You know, because I have a good examples in my life. I used to say I'm a lucky guy because I have all my heroes, all my idols became my friends. You know, Master Flavio, Master Helio, Rickson Gracie, Mauricio Gomes, all these guys became my friends because Jiu-Jitsu is a community, and it's easy to make contact when you have this. So I'm a lucky guy for this, and I learn with these guys. I used to say, I have the best teachers in my life. Starting with my family, I have a good father, good grandparents, but also my Jiu-Jitsu are my reference in the life, and they are good guys. I'm lucky because they are good guys. So I start to teach Jiu-Jitsu. In such a point of my life, I start to search for spiritual things. I always believe in God, but nothing filling my gaps, you know. So I have contact with one guy in Brazil. He's a Muslim guy, and he started to talk with me about Islam and about Sufism. I got interested. I started to study. Then one day, I met one guy from Tariqa Naqshbandi, as was the representative at that time. The main representative was Sheikh Nazim in South, Sheikh Nazim Kıbrıs. So then I became Muslim, and a couple of months, I don't know how, his family know that a Brazilian black belt in Brazil became Naqshbandi. And we touch, I don't know for which reason, that's why I believe too much in spirituality. We make contact, and his brother invited me to come to Cyprus to stay 40 days and live the Sufi life, the Sufism, the dervish life.
So it's the first time that you leave
Brazil.
Okay.
No, I had some experience
From
in
Europe.
Argentina, but from Europe, from far, from
Past the ocean.
Yeah, this is my first travel. Then I came, I stayed 40 days here. When I was coming back, his family make me an offer, say, oh, you want to come and live here, we can support you. And I checked, look, this is the good opportunity to live the style that I want and spread Jiu-Jitsu as a mission. Then I came, and thank God, all the doors was open for me. And now I have a very good life and too many students, a big team. Also, I keep my students in Brazil there. I have some students in Argentina as well. So I think I'm a happy guy. I'm doing my duty, you know. I think I'm.
It's a nice story, it's a story I hear repeatedly. I mean, whenever I meet Brazilians, I mean, our master, Max Carvalho, I studied in Budapest. His old school, Gracie Baja was next to my house, but I was not doing Jiu-Jitsu back then, I was boxing. When I spoke to Max recently, because we were under hands on Gracie and then we changed an affiliation, now it's Zadar. I think I was in Budapest. I went to his school this is another beauty of Jiu-Jitsu. You can open the door of any school anywhere in the world, and you are welcomed just because you are doing the art.
Yeah.
It's what I mentioned before, the universal language. You are accepted. They know you. You know them. You don't really have to speak the language. So when I was in his school, I asked him, "What brought you in Europe? What brought you in Hungary?" And it was the same thing. It was a contact. One Hungarian guy went to Brazil to train in Gracie Baja. He liked Jiu-Jitsu. He spoke to his master. I think it was Zeradiola. He was a brown belt when he moved to Europe. He was one of the first Brazilians to be in Europe back in 2000 or something. So it's an opportunity, and I like what you said because it's a mission. It's something that is above money, above fame. It's a calling to spread the art, and I think Jiu-Jitsu it's an amazing tool.
No, it's a natural way to do this, because when you have such a thing very good for you, you want to give to your beloved ones.
Exactly.
So Jiu-Jitsu gives us too much benefits.
Yes.
Not only physically, because
mentally.
I was watching a video yesterday, and the guy say, if you want to save your family, do Jiu-Jitsu. And then he start to develop the thinking, and he say, it's not because someone come with a gun and you say, no, because you can carry your daughter. You can be more able to carry bags. You can be more disposable to be with your family. You can be a good father. This is the good thing.
Yes.
I used to say, be a black belt is not to beat everyone or know 400 techniques or 4,000 or 4 million. No. Be a black belt. First thing is be a good man. Be a good example. Be a good father. Be a good husband. Be a good friend. Protect the weakest one. Protect your beloved ones. Be a fair, a just guy. This is be a black belt. Be a champion is different part is a black belt.
Sports.
Champion is so weak thing, because you know when you are a champion, when you step in the podium and got the medal, the moment that you step back, you're not champion anymore. You have to work hard again, because at the next tournament this guy that you beat can beat you.
Exactly.
So this is just a simulation.
It's a sports side.
It's a sports side. Jiu-Jitsu as a martial arts philosophy. I cannot believe black belts as a bad person. Because when you tie your black belt, especially in Jiu-Jitsu, because you are talking about the best martial art in the world, the best self-defense system in the world. It's not as me it's saying this. We prove the Gracies beat the world. Everybody try them and get beaten. So we are talking about the best system, the thing that empower you. This is very important. So if you have a gun and you don't know how to use, you are a bad guy. So Jiu-Jitsu, what determinate what is a black belt or not? Every man must to be aggressive. What difference between men's? Control your aggressivity.
Absolutely agree with you.
And Jiu-Jitsu, I am aggressive guy. I'm able to kill someone. I'm sure you are able to kill someone. But you choose to be peaceful. Because Jiu-Jitsu give you this self-control. This is the main thing in Jiu-Jitsu. And be a black belt is understand this point. Be a black belt that's a bad boy that beat everyone is not a black belt. He's not a Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's a criminal. He's a criminal.
Absolutely agree with you.
Because once you tie your black belt, you are listen without talk. You are observed. So this is the main thing to be a black. Is understand this power that you have. Maybe I'm talking too much because I'm in love with my art.
We are all in love.
You know, I live Jiu-Jitsu and I live for Jiu-Jitsu and I live by Jiu-Jitsu.
In a podcast some months ago, I said exactly the same thing. That a good person is not the tamed person. It's a person that knows his abilities to cause damage, but chooses not to.
Choose not to.
It's the same.
Exactly.
And I'm quoting Henzo. Henzo Gracie said that there is way more philosophy on the mats than in the Ivy League universities. And it's also a tool for self-development. You start understanding yourself better. You solve problems because there is always an escape in Jiu-Jitsu.
Look, you were saying before, my only friends, because all my life I live in the mats, but my best friend, my witness in my marriage, all my friends, my godfathers, they come from Jiu-Jitsu. My life is there. And look, every time we try to kill each other. But then we became so close. Why? I think, no, I'm sure, I hug more these guys than my parents in my life.
Absolutely.
So it make us close.
Yes. And
This physical contact make us close.
Juliana, there is an explanation for that. But from the aspect of biology, it's when you hug someone, when you allow someone to enter your very personal space, your body secretes oxytocin. Oxytocin is a bonding hormone. It's the same. It's a hormone that mothers secrete to bond with their kids. But it can be the same thing between lovers, and whenever I say it, between partners in jiu-jitsu.
Of course.
You are giving up a lot of trust. I mean,
Of course.
you could have choked me unconscious if it was in the street, right? In the competition. You got me in a darts. If you were in the street, you could have killed me. I mean, you allowed me, when I tapped, you allowed me to stay alive. And I gave you that trust, knowing that we are entering under some rules in a very civilized combat. Doing this thing daily, it makes you a different person. You understand boundaries, you understand respect, and especially when you are in the beginning stages, you are teaching yourself how to be calm in chaos, because when you are rolling, it's very chaotic. So
Absolutely.
you need to be very relaxed.
Rickson Gracie used to say, Jiu-Jitsu teach you how to find comfort in the hell.
Yeah.
This is very important.
So if you transfer that to life,
You're
good to go. You're good to go. So, very interesting story.
How many years have you been practicing Jiu-Jitsu?
This year I'm entering my, I think 5 or 6.
5 years.
5 years.
5 or 6.
But I've been training since 2014, but quite on and off. I was training one month, and then I was not training for 4 months. Because I was kid and I didn't have enough attention span to concentrate on the techniques, and I was lazy. And then after I meet Giuliano, with Giuliano, since I meet him, I didn't stop one day. Every day we are training. Every day we are living Jiu-Jitsu. We are living this Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle, like Giuliano is saying. It's become like breathing. If I don't train, I feel I'm missing out so much. For example, last 2 days I have been not training because of my toe. I'm getting bored. From 7 to 9, I'm getting like depressed. I need to go out and train. I need to get this energy.
It's a very intense experience. And speaking as a person with depression, for me the best therapy is jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu has helped me a lot. And it's the cheapest therapy for me. And I experienced the same thing now in the holidays. The gym was closed because we are moving to a bigger. We moved in a bigger space. So it's a great place, and you guys should come whenever. I told you in the competition that you are always welcome, and
you too.
I will come. I will come for sure. So the gym was closed for a week, and on day 7. I was feeling not myself. I was feeling that something is missing. I'm not feeling very well. And I was going to the gym, but it's not good enough. I mean, I'm lifting weights, but it's not the same thing.
It doesn't do it.
No, we're junkies in a way.
Yes.
Jiu-Jitsu junkies.
We have to touch the mat with barefoot.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm gonna throw the difficult questions because we've done some warm up now. We've done the jumping jacks and the streams. So I'm very interested in your experiences as a young guy growing up in the north side, because me and Michalis, we have our experiences growing up in the south side. Michalis has a more unique experience than me because he grew up in Pila, a mixed village with Turkish Cypriots. What did you know about us? How do you perceive us?
Good question.
It's a good and complicated question, and I'm telling you, in this podcast we speak freely.
Yes.
I'm quite known as a person that breaks the stereotypes. I'm not afraid of speaking out loud, and
sure. We're not here to say
sugarcoat,
to say a nice story with friends, and
we are here
to say the reality.
Exactly, because my question has a purpose. Because I assume that we both have some kind of brainwashing in our lives. At least I did. I mean, from age 0 till age 18 or 20.
20, because on the army,
I was
2 years in army, so
and it was different. It was a different era back then. It was before 2004. It was I served in the army in 1996.
Ooh.
And that year, it was the year that we had some conflict, and two Greek Cypriots died in the buffer zone. Probably you know it. It was the days that I entered to serve my army service.
Really,
so it was heated up, and it's very easy to convince young guys like us, like we were 18, that Turkish people are the enemy. They are evil. They go to our country. They are here for so many years, and look what they've done. They killed 2 people, and they did. I mean, radicals on our side, but when you are 18, you don't have the ability to figure out things, to think deeper than the face value.
Yes.
So for many years, I was avoiding any contact with Turkish people or Turkish Cypriots. I was lucky enough to leave the country. I think I told you in the competition. I left the country when I was 20 to go to study. So I was in Europe. I was in Hungary. And, it's a neutral place, right? So I met Turkish people there.
Yeah.
And I remembered my very first discussion at the university. It was a transfer student from Turkey, a weightlifter. All my friends were bullying him because he was wearing a tracksuit with the Turkish flag.
Oh.
And it triggered the Cypriot guys and the Greek guys. And I was like, this guy is around our age. He's here for a purpose. Probably he doesn't know where Cyprus is. He doesn't really give a shit about our political
issues.
Problem and issues. So I started talking to him. But I remember the very first day I went home, I felt guilty because of the brainwash I've been exposed to for like 20 years.
Yes.
Fast forward, I changed, obviously, and I'm very happy I did. When I saw your name and I realized that you are from the north side, that you are a compatriot from the north side, I was happy. I was like, this is gonna be an experience beyond Jiu-Jitsu.
You cannot get buy with money this experience.
Yeah. It's an opportunity to meet someone, talk to him, and I was really wishing that you are a cool guy.
Yeah.
And obviously you have proven to me that you are a cool guy because you came to me and you are like, I think we were fighting and we started talking. You remember how it started. Now back to my question. What did you know about us?
So for me, I would say two very extreme sides. My mother's side and my father's side, I would say. My mother's side, my grandmother's brother died in the war and this and that. So from my grandmother's side, she was nationalist, but she's in a way she's right. She lost her brother and he was young. He had family. He was a policeman, successful. I think in the times when the things start before the war, something happened and he died. So from my grandmother's side, he would always say us, like south side, don't go there, don't buy their things, don't do this, don't do that, and this and that. So a lot of things. In the school also, we had like a bit like nationalist upbringing in a way.
What does school teach you about history?
The thing, it's quite mixed. Our history, I would say it's a lot of brainwashing. Yeah. Like here. And we would thought that this side is totally like evil side, you know? So I think for you it's the same case.
Same thing.
The north side is the evil guys. If you go, they will run after you with the metal cord.
I remember the first time I crossed. I was like, whoa, where am I now?
Yes.
Should I be cautious? Should
they kill me?
Yeah.
I think our history focused on 74 and your 63.
Yeah. Ours focused on 63
I'm sure for that.
And yours focused on 74. Because 74 was the war, 63 was before the war, the cold winds that were coming.
Many people in our side, they believe that we've done nothing.
This is the thing. So
they believe that we've done nothing, and all of a sudden in July of 1974, there was an invasion.
I was discussing this with my brother the other day. He said, like, Turkish were really the victim in the beginning, before the war. We are we are saying, okay, we are not Turkish, we are not Cypriot, we are neutral. We are from Budapest, let's say, and looking in this scenario, or Brazil. So we are looking, and throughout till 74, Turkish were really the victim. They had these terror incidents in the villages. They would always teach us these mass graves and this and that, and they would teach us lots of bad things happen, and the shooting in the toilet for the family in Lefkoşa. They are right, and this and that. After the war happened and Turkey interfered, and then till there is still, like, Turkey saved us, but they saved us in a way that they big brother come and they just slap but is also not a good way. If my small brother is beaten up, I would not go and beat the other boy and
obviously they stayed.
And then
they stayed for 50 years.
Yes, what I will go to my point in a way that after we make our republic, we bring from Turkey many people to make our population go up. Also, there are many Greek lands. We give these Greek lands title deed. So they basically got the lands of because this is war. It's not Greek or Cypriot. It's not it's not Greek and Turkish. It's not who is right or wrong. War. Mainly the poor ones, the innocent ones, are the weak.
There are no winners in the war.
Exactly.
There are no winners in the war.
So many of the people who had their lands, who had their lives. So but the Turkish government took the newly Turkish government, and they bring many people from Turkey, and who would live their life if their life was so good. So you can understand the profile of people who come to Turkey side. They're not the same profile, you know.
Okay.
If you have a good life here, why would you leave your good life to go to another country? And all these people got the lands, they built the life. And then many other things happened. So like this, when you look from a neutral point, both sides are wrong. But after we did this last step, the world is right to not recognize us in a way. Because we did a dirty move. South side did a dirty move in the beginning, and then at the end we just got the edge over it, and then we got unrecognized, and we are still. Our side is. Have everything and this and that, but you feel that you're not recognized. You want to do something. You don't have postcode. You don't have anything in this way. So I would say, in this sense, I don't know who's right or wrong. There's no right or wrong.
There is no right or wrong. Obviously, I mean, both sides made mistakes. And if you put in the equation. The great powers of the world back then, Great Britain, NATO, Americans, Greece and Turkey, and Greece was in deep shit back then. I mean, it was a fascist junta, a fascist regime. Cyprus got sacrificed. Somewhere within the international politics back in the 60s and 70s, Cyprus was sacrificed. Of course, our leader back then made great mistakes. I mean, which leader you have a new constitution which was bad to start with. I mean, if you see the constitution that was given to Cypriots, it was probably one of the first constitutions. You are a lawyer, you probably know how constitutions usually are approved by the people.
By the people,
in Cyprus, it was given. In 1960. No question. This is your new constitution, take it. And 3 countries were guaranteeing our safety. I mean, we're probably the only country in the world that had guaranteeing powers. England, Greece and Turkey. So we're not independent. And then Makarios tried to change the constitution, which is a big deal. I mean, no one touches the constitution. Instead of trying to find ways around and solve the problem socially. Get the people together. Why divide them? And then in 63, Turkish Cypriots moved in their own spaces, and then
the things
obviously the things got really derailed. But now that's past. I mean,
that's past is the thing.
That's past, and I hate living in the past. As a person, both as a person and as a citizen, I think it's not really serving anyone. It's not really conducive to progress if you live in the past. We've done mistakes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think that it's a major reason for to reach this conflict?
I would say is total opposite. Because I will explain it. When there was religion, there was Muslim Cypriots and the Christian Cypriots, and we were living in peace and harmony. This is what my grandfather said. Actually.
Yes,
we were living in peace for hundreds of years.
True.
When the nationalism come into the equation,
exactly.
When this become, oh, I'm a Turkish Cypriot, oh, you're a Greek Cypriot, oh, we are better.
He actually has a point.
So when it's like this,
it's the label: Turkish Cypriot, Greek Cypriot.
Yeah, my grandfather said before it was Cypriot, there was Muslim Cypriots and there was Christian Cypriots.
Alex, you know what? Now I had this moment of clarity. You know what started this whole thing? I think the Mother Nations.
Nations,
and
yes.
Exactly.
The desire to unify with Greece for the Greek-speaking Cypriots.
Yeah.
And probably there was a desire, at least for some percentage of the Muslim Turkish Cypriot population to unify with Turkey, the Mother Nations. And this is where things got damaged. Because I think when, back in the history, in 1878, Great Britain sold Cyprus to
the Ottomans rent the island,
yes.
the whole island for the Great Britain.
So it was like you said, it was Muslims
and Christians. And living in the Ottomans' general history, all the time people with different religions, they had this policy that they would not touch to anyone's religion. So
they care about taxes and...
Yeah, they care about taxes and that's it. You pay your tax. You are human. You have your own religion. You have your own culture. They would not try to push their religion or anything. But when it's starting to become nationalism, also in everything, also all the rebellions that happens from nationalism, same like here. When there was religion, there was no problem. This is what my grandfather said. I think he said one of the ministers. I think, or I don't know, or some.
That's a very good point.
No, my father is 85. Probably it's your grandfather's age.
Yeah.
He grew up with Turkish Cypriots.
Yeah.
Imagine how comfortable his father was, my grandfather. He was allowing a Turkish Cypriot employee to take care of my dad when his parents were away.
Yes.
So, I mean, he speaks Turkish, he has friends.
Yes.
Mihalis has a unique experience, like I said. Mihali, we never spoke about this, but I think you grew up with Turkish Cypriot guys in Pila.
Yeah, neighbors. It's not any difference, guys.
It's not any difference.
If you live in Nicosia, in Larnaca, on Pila, it's the same things.
Yeah, because
you have neighbors, it's peoples, and they have maybe different culture or different religion, but that's not a problem.
But I think I would argue in a point that our culture is almost same.
Yeah,
we eat all the time similar food. We talk the same.
And if you
how do you find the Cypriot food?
It's good food.
It's good.
He eats every night.
Cypriot food. No, it's good food.
Yeah.
And as you say, I as a foreigner, I don't see any difference between the sides.
Yeah.
In the culture, in the food, no. Even I went many times to Turkey. The Turkish from Turkey, they look different, but the Cypriots from sides, they look similar.
Yeah,
It's same people.
Yeah,
for me as a foreigner.
Actually, there is a study. there is a study from the University of Cyprus. It was a geneticist, and
maybe it's changing now because Turkish from Turks come and mix.
Yeah, probably. But
as I see them,
genetically, we're the same. Genetically, we're the same people, man.
Even when I go sometimes to the Mall of Cyprus, I'm walking around and I'm hearing Greek language. I'm thinking Cypriot people are talking they are talking Turkish. They are talking so similar.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if you come north side also, when you hear some Cypriots talking Turkish, you think what they are saying. I think I understand.
Yeah.
The accent is so identical.
We have a lot of Turkish words.
We understand that when we go out of Cyprus. So if you ask someone from France what I look like, maybe tell you Greek or Turkish or
Yeah.
Yes.
maybe have in mind that it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Do you know how many years are you here?
5.
5.
Okay.
Not much, huh?
Not too much.
Not too much.
Little. Yes.
Good. It's an interesting experience. I mean, you are the neutral guy.
Yes.
AGP Cyprus in May was the first competition you participated, or you?
No, you have been.
We actually participate AJP competitions for last like
2 years.
2 years.
1.5, 2 years.
We-
yes.
I mean, you are following the AGP tour.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
we are
follow
okay.
the rank.
Was it the first time you participated in a competition in the south side?
Yes.
Ah, really?
I go compete in Dubai, Manchester, Jordan, Abu Dhabi, many places. But when I was coming to here, I was a bit nervous and I was feeling much more pressure than the other ones. And compared to the tournament size, this one was much smaller, the ones that I competed before. But
You had
because
one
of the-
fight. You had one fight with no gi with me.
Exactly.
You fought gi as well.
There was no opponent. So I just go and get my medal and go down the stadium. And then I was so nervous. Not nervous, but like, I was like, okay, is my country, or my not country, or like, so I'm going, also me and Giuliano were like, okay, we have to win this one. This is like our home. And also we are passing the border. And so it's so much.
It's complicated, man. It's complicated. And I remember going back to that day, the moment when you spoke to me, it could have been any other guy.
Yeah.
Right? It could have been a guy that probably hates Turkish people.
Yes.
I took it personally, and I was like, I have to show to this guy, my opponent, that I'm not an animal. I'm civilized. I embrace Jiu-Jitsu culture,
Yes.
and I want to make him feel welcome in a stadium in Nicosia.
I felt so welcome. I felt like I'm in my home.
Yeah.
That's what we had a very nice interaction, because it totally break all the stereotypes, all the like boundaries, everything was like a really a one step.
Yeah.
Because since that time I always go to Greek side. Sometimes the borders a bit rude, and then I'm sure you have the same experience when you pass the Turkey side. It's a bit rude. So I'm like, oh my god, these guys are always so rude, and I'm just trying to pass and go to mall, eat some McDonald's or this and that, you know?
Yeah.
But when I had this kind of welcoming in the fighting, how sarcastic, you know?
Yeah.
We are going to fight and try to choke each other, throw each other. And then there I found welcoming. So this is actually...
I get goosebumps just by thinking about it, because it's a contradiction.
Yes.
It's not a war.
It's not a war, yes.
And it shouldn't be a war.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are people who disagree with me on our side. I'm telling you.
Yes,
I've seen some competitions in the past that Greek Cypriot guys were matched against Turkish Cypriots, and they took it personally.
Yes.
They thought it's a national thing that they have to beat and choke the Turkish Cypriot guy.
Yes.
And I was like, whether you do it or not, or whether you are an asshole or not towards your opponent, or disrespectful, nothing is going to change. You are not going to save the country.
Yes.
And it's not that kid's fault who came to your side to do jiu-jitsu, to do the thing he loves. So for me, it was, it went without question that I wanted to make you feel welcome to our side.
Yes.
And I would expect people from the community to do the same if I was to compete on the north side.
Absolutely.
And I know it would have been like that.
Yes.
Because jiu-jitsu has its beauty. We share a passion, and I think I may sound too optimistic, but jiu-jitsu can be a form of reconciliation.
Yes.
We can start doing.
If it grows more and gets more.
You know, at least in our school, we are training with Turkish Cypriot guys. You probably know Lucas Figueiredo. He was there in what's gymnasium was the name of the school.
I heard about him, but
yes. And there were some other Brazilian black belts there, and they were bringing their guys in open mats and joint workouts. I mean, we had some interaction with Turkish Cypriots, and it was always the same. It was always, it's people that they do the same thing we love. No, there was no tension.
There was no.
No tension. I've seen only some incidents in competitions that people took it too
seriously,
too patriotically.
Yes.
That are fighting against. It's not working like that.
Yes.
So personally, when I saw you and you came, you introduced yourself, and I really appreciated that. I mean, you broke the ice immediately.
Yes.
And because I think more or less in the same way, I felt that it's my duty to make you feel like you are home. That you are not a parasite here. You are not considered an enemy or anything like that. You are just a guy who shares the same passion, and the meaning beyond that is that we don't have anything to really argue about. If anything, the sport can serve as a tool to bring people together.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree too much.
Yeah. So I had some more questions. Do you think that there's gonna be a point that the sport is gonna be so organized that we can, do shared sessions, or joint sessions, or compete or learn from each other?
I wish that we can come as a whole team to Larnaca, but the thing is that all our guys, they're from Iran, Russia, and then Turkish, so I think they cannot cross.
Okay.
So we are totally inviting you over to come, and then.
No, I'm definitely gonna come.
Well, this is the main concept of Jiu-Jitsu. It's share.
Yeah.
If you have knowledge and you don't share, it's useless.
Yeah.
So this is the main concept. When you are talking about this competition and these feelings, it's a war, I start to remind my past, because Jiu-Jitsu in the beginning, in 90s, 2000, was a completely different than now. In Brazil, we live a completely war between teams.
Yeah. I read about that.
So it was a Jiu-Jitsu competition was not a healthy place. We see guys with guns, or sometimes I saw many times for example, you are competing, your father watching you and cheering you, and the guy that you beat, that you win, he climbed the chairs and beat your father because he was supporting you. Yeah, this Jiu-Jitsu was like this.
Yeah.
But it's another kind of culture,
Yeah, you said something that is, I totally agree with you. Sports jiu-jitsu and competition probably is not that healthy sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes.
But this is not the main concept of jiu-jitsu, because what happened? I was witness this. I saw all these things happen. That the teams, they fight between them. They are really enemies. Gracie Barra, and then we have at that time Carson Gracie was the biggest team. And we have many teams there. And they are not friends. You are not welcome to visit another gym. If you go to visit another gym, be ready, because the guys want to dinner you there. It's like you come to the wolves.
Yes.
But Jiu-Jitsu was growing up, and we had to prove that it's efficient. So when someone challenged Jiu-Jitsu, we became one community. And all these guys that enemies, they get together to train and represent Jiu-Jitsu. So we have many histories like now. Walid Ismail and Renzo Gracie are enemies, but you have many pictures they training together.
Yeah.
Because at that time, some Kung Fu guy or boxing guy or capoeira guy was challenged. So now we represent Jiu-Jitsu. So nowadays, I think is the top of Jiu-Jitsu when everybody starts to understand you are under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
So we can shadow everyone, we can protect everyone. We have to finish it. These kind of things, Of course, as a fighters and competitors, sometimes you have some unfriendly people. This is normal in the life.
Yeah, exactly.
But respect is the main thing in Jiu-Jitsu. Is the main thing in martial arts. Even we learn at the beginning. Now it's a losing concept, but don't celebrate the win.
Yeah.
We learned this because it's not nice to celebrate the win. Because what are you thinking about the other guy? They also have family.
It was interesting.
We learned to don't. I heard when Master Helio say, "Why you are happy if you win the fight? You train for lose. You train for it, so it's predictable. It's predictable thing that you're gonna win."
Yeah.
So this is a concept. Jiu-Jitsu is a very how can I say, very organized concept and lifestyle. Everything is well stitched, you know. So these feelings about it don't it's not in Jiu-Jitsu. It's don't for Jiu-Jitsu, you know. So when you see these things, I start to come back to the past, because in the past was like this. And I think no, I'm sure, Jiu-Jitsu in Cyprus is in a good way.
I think yes,
is in a good way. What we are doing now, I can see it's open a big door for Jiu-Jitsu as a north and south, because at least Jiu-Jitsu don't care about north and south.
Yeah.
We want to develop ourselves. Jiu-Jitsu is a tool for self-development.
Yes.
So what do you need for Jiu-Jitsu? You need partners. So how much partners you have, much more developed you are.
Absolutely.
So we have a team. We have like, I don't know, 450 guys. We train every day together, so we are limited.
Yeah.
When you have new material, you upgrade your level. So how you can do this? Visit another gym, make some exchange experience. This is Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
And the tournaments is the peak of this.
Yes.
You know?
You showcase. You go there to showcase what you know.
Try yourself.
Yes,
What
exactly.
is the tournament? It's not a war.
No.
But it's like, how can I say? Prediction of a war. So you feel at the energy. It's a good energy, but it's heavy place. Because everybody have this almost the same feelings that the warriors in the battle.
Yeah.
We cannot war. We cannot go to the street and beat everyone to prove. So the place to prove if what you're learning is true is in the tournament.
Yeah.
So and even in the war you have a rule, the respect.
Yes.
You have to keep it. You know, this is the main concept of Jiu-Jitsu. We cannot lose this. If you lose this, just became a sport.
Yeah.
And Jiu-Jitsu is not a sport. I always fight.
It's an art.
I always touch this.
It's an art.
button. It's a martial art. We are artists as a painters, as a sculptors, because we need feeling to fight Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
When I touch your body, I connect with you. I have to understand how your body works. This is feeling. If I'm not in a good day, I will not do a good fight. I will not do good training.
Yeah.
It depends on my mood. You know. So we have to keep this spirit of Jiu-Jitsu. So when you say this, he come and break this ice and talk with me, this is a pure Jiu-Jitsu. It show me both of you in a good way. You know, are doing the pure Jiu-Jitsu.
And I absolutely agree with you. For me, the competition is I'm 45. I use it as another stepping stone for my own personal development. I like the preparation. I like the feeling of that day. Going to a war is something that I miss because I was an athlete all my life. And whenever there is an opportunity, I'm doing it. Whether I win or not, it's irrelevant. I only want to compete well. So
yes.
I will be happy if I have a good performance, even though I lost.
This is your inner war.
Yeah.
It's your inside war.
Yeah.
No, this is the biggest war.
Yeah.
Because go to competition is not easy. It's not for everyone.
I know.
Not everyone able to go to competition. You have to prepare yourself, training, eat well, cut weight, go to aim. And at the day you are nervous, I can be sure no one feel comfortable before competition. Even the main champions, the great champions.
No one.
It's the same feeling as your first day.
Yeah.
The thing is, you know how to deal with it. So this is your inner war. This is the war that I'm saying, not against each other. Because win or lose in the competition, so it's just a detail. Today you win, tomorrow you lose.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Sometimes my best fight when I was competitor, I lost.
Yeah.
But I feel satisfied. I say I did my best.
Because it was a good performance.
I did my best. I fight till the end. I feel exhausted, but my spirit is more strong.
Yeah.
No, maybe you win, you don't have this feeling.
Yeah, it happened to me. I won a competition, but it was not a good fight. I won on points.
Yes.
I got 2 advantages. That was it.
You know, this is
And
the
I was
thing.
not happy. I got a gold medal, but I was not happy.
Yeah.
I lost competitions and I gave my all, and I was happy. It's like I said, it's an educational tool. It's a self-development tool.
Self-development,
And I think it's the best self-development tool. Back to what you said, I know that in the culture of Jiu-Jitsu there were, conflicts between teams, and you were called names if you were training to another place.
You know, when we used to, Carson Gracie was a very funny guy. He said this: if you train in your team and you change the team, you became Creonti.
Yeah, I know. We all know
it's
that.
like, look, nobody knows where he found this word. Doesn't exist. This
It
word.
doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist in Portuguese.
Really?
Yeah, it's everybody's guess is character in a TV show, but nobody knows that Carson was this kind of guy.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting guy. So it creates this culture in Jiu-Jitsu if you change. And I agree in the such of point. Because when you have your teacher, he's giving the best that he have.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, but I'm paying. You are not paying his knowledge. Nobody can pay what I know and I'm teaching. What are you paying? The structure, the lights, the mats, my time. I choose to leave for this. I must to get some dignity for my job.
Yeah.
But the knowledge, no way. You cannot pay. You as a professor in the university, nobody pay your knowledge.
Yeah, I know.
They pay the university, the bills, the chair, but they don't pay your knowledge. This is unpayable. I don't know if it exists in English, but it's not possible to pay.
It has no price tag. Yeah.
It's not priceable. So this is what Jiu-Jitsu. So you can change your team, but in a right way.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys at that times, they make from the ego or something and they change the team. And I agree, these guys are not honorable guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jiu-Jitsu have one word that can collect all the concepts, honor. Mm-hmm. In honor, you have loyalty, you have respect. So when you have the figure of your teacher, you have to respect. You must. You shall to respect. Mm-hmm. Because he's giving his... But look, I'm full of injuries. My shoulder hurts. My arm hurts. I torn my biceps. I have surgery. My knees. Why? Because I'm donate my body to your development.
Yeah.
And you also donate to your part, and it's a change.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's why there is a lot of respect in the match.
You have to respect.
Yeah.
So I understand this concept to be traitor or something like this, but also we have to be more flexible. Because each case is one case.
Yeah. The thing is that in Cyprus, I experienced the development of Jiu-Jitsu relatively from the beginning. Mm-hmm. I think I'm in the second generation. Mm-hmm. I mean, if Mαντέλα started in 2002, I started something like 10 years later. It was the second development of Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, I started doing it in Larnaca, in the first school in Larnaca. Because it's a small place and we all know each other, we never had these problems. I mean, I feel very comfortable driving to Limassol to train with other schools, any school over there, going to Nicosia, train with them, spar with them. And the same thing happens with people from Nicosia and Larnaca and Limassol. They come to our gym and they are always welcome. We're always happy to have new people because, like you said, they bring in new knowledge.
Yes.
Through their masters.
And Jiu-Jitsu is I think is the unique martial art that is still alive. Every day you learn new things.
Yeah.
I learn with my white belts, watching them. It's not like karate or taekwondo. You have such a point.
It's fixed.
Judo, you have kind of throws and you do these throws 1,000 times every day. No. Jiu-Jitsu is chess. You find new ways, new paths every day. Mm-hmm. So this makes Jiu-Jitsu nice. You know, coming back to we are talking about the past. So when you say, but for the other point, we are criticizing these things. But was important this time, but because make Jiu-Jitsu big.
Yeah.
Because I remember the guys go out and beat another guys in the street. It's like a gangs. But at the end, Tony, nobody wants to stay with the losers.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to stay with who beats, not who get beat.
Yeah.
So Jiu-Jitsu start to beat everyone and prove. We have a famous case in Brazil. Some guys from Hawaii come to Brazil to surf.
Yeah.
And one of these guys his name was Byron Amona. Was a big Hawaiian guy, strong guy, and he have a fame to beat everyone. Rickson Gracie was shorter than him. And this guy come to surf in Rio. And one of the Gracie family, one cousin was there, and this guy slapped his face.
Okay.
And then they come home and they collect all the Gracies. And Rickson was the champion at the time. Rose was already died. He came to Amona's hotel. Amona's was in the house that the guy made the boards.
Yeah.
The board. The
board house.
Board house, yes. And the guy came and he knows Rickson. He say, Rickson, please, because Jiu-Jitsu community and surf community was so close.
Yeah, I know.
He say, please, man, don't break my things. He say, okay, send him out. And he can say, come out. And this guy challenged Rickson. And I was not there, but everybody say, in seconds, Rickson slap his face, go to his back, choke him and put him to sleep. When he wake up, he was like confused and say, what happened? Say, oh, it not be like this, I will beat you again. And then Rickson come home and tell to his father, Master Helio and Rolls Gracie, and then Rodon Gracie, they say, no. If he threat you again, we go to Seoul. He found him his hotel and he said, oh, look, man, or you go out to Brazil for your own, or you will stay here in the graveyard. So just go. You know, this is a famous history. You can find YouTube. So this kind of history, we have thousands of these histories, make Jiu-Jitsu big.
Yeah.
So I cannot blame these guys.
And in the US, the famous Gracie challenges when the Gracie's moved to the United States. This is how it started, the Gracie challenges. And then UFC won.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have one documentary made by Rodon Gracie, it calls Gracie in Action. You have in YouTube, it's 2 volumes.
All right.
You can see all the Gracie challenges in the gyms. They say, Rodon say he came to United States the first, and he went to Taekwondo gym. He watched the class, and the guy say, what are you watching? Say, I want to teach my Jiu-Jitsu. Do you have some time? I can pay you. And the guy say, no, we're not interested in it. Say, no, just try. The guy say, do you think your Jiu-Jitsu is better than my Taekwondo? He say, I don't think, I'm sure. And the guy say, do you want to prove? He say, yes, I appreciate it, I can. And he beat the teacher in front of his students.
Yeah.
And then everybody, can be not polite, but it's the way that they found to show the world.
Yeah.
So I don't blame these guys. They were the warriors for us.
Yeah.
If you think a road, land road, they put the pavement for we can walk right now.
That's correct. But now it's changed. Now
It have to change.
Now it's proven to be something that anyone can do.
Yes.
It will improve your health. It will improve your life. Will improve your mental strength and resilience.
Yes.
And then some of us, they choose to compete as well. Not everyone competes, and it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah. The competition is not for everyone.
Yeah.
Not for everyone.
Yeah.
No.
Nice.
Yes, say.
Okay, I want to know also the level of other sports in North Cyprus, because we were speaking for Jiu-Jitsu, because it's
our sport.
But it's we're interested to learn and how other sports level it's going. What's the most popular sport?
Most popular sport? Football.
Football.
I think. Yeah,
Okay. Also,
by a mile. Even though our league is so average, like amateur league, but
Same thing here.
Everybody go and watch with the family, and they shout and fight.
Football is a social movement. It's it's intertwined with politics here.
Even politicians cannot interfere with football. If for example, in Turkey, the president is very cautious with the Galatasaray or Fenerbahce because he's a vote.
It's voters.
Half of the country is Fenerbahce, half of the so he never touched the football clubs. He cannot.
On this side, on the north side, it's we know that there are leftist teams and right-wing teams because this is how football was created back in the 40s. It started from the nationalists, right-wing people, and then within those these teams, leftists were playing, and then they chose to separate. So there was the first.
And I think the same in Brazil.
Man, you are talking about the football country. Brazil is
for sure.
Everywhere football is popular. Brazil is more popular.
Yeah, of course.
So everybody play football in Brazil. We don't have these things, left wings and right wings in football. We don't have.
Okay,
it's just football.
It's just football. And this is the thing. Nobody touch football. The federation is so strong. They don't care about politics. Of course, the politicians, they say, oh, I support this team, that team. Votes, okay, but we don't have this left wing. And the 60s, 70s, Corinthians try to they say Corinthian democracy. They try to mix it, but Brazil was in dictatorship at that time. It was a way to.
There was a famous player playing the Corinthians, Socrates.
Yes. He was a doctor. After he became medicine, I saw him. I went to the training. I'm a Corinthian fan. I went there and he was doing some interview. I got his sign
autograph.
Yes. But he died now. He was one of the biggest one here. He and Casagrande was the biggest representatives of Corinthians democracy. But I never saw it mixed with politics.
In each country, it's different reasons for conflict. I mean, if you go up in Ireland, it was religion. So Protestants and Catholics. There is always in some occasions in Greece, for example, it's regional. It's north against the south. In Cyprus, it's politics. Left, right.
I don't know too much about football.
It's not my favorite sport.
Yes.
I played basketball. My first sport was basketball because I was not good in football. And I don't follow football either. I mean, I enjoy watching sports. I don't support teams. If there is a good game,
me too.
I will watch a good game.
Even gymnastics or something nice. I like to see.
I mean, when I watch basketball, I usually support the underdog. Because I want to see a good game.
I love also the underdogs. In a way that
Something else than
martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, judo.
they have these schools, but they are not so serious.
Okay.
I think from what I see, but this year I think the first time one Cypriot girl from Omorphos go to Olympics.
Yeah. We've all seen it.
And she go to the finals. She didn't get medal, but she passed the first stage. So it was in a way that like one step for
that's good
for track and field, for athletics.
For athletics.
Yeah, we saw it in the news, obviously.
Yes. Yeah. So we are actually, as a Cypriot people, we are more relaxed. We are Mediterranean people. We like to drink our coffee. That's why my coach always push me so much. If he push one guy, he push one. He need to push me 10 times because I'm so relaxed. I come late. I don't do the warm ups.
You're definitely Cypriot, man. Your genetics are
so relaxed.
Your genetics are there.
Yes, I need to drink my coffee before the training.
Plus, you are a purple, but you don't do the warm ups. No warm ups.
So all the time I piss my coach off every day from my comfort. I'm so comfortable. But this all we are like
it's this. Southerns. All Mediterraneans are like that.
Yes.
All Mediterraneans are like that.
So I think the sports is not our strong point.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. It could have been.
Yeah.
We were facing the same problems in the north side as well. I mean, from statistics, we know that around 70% almost of the population they don't train.
Yes.
They don't train. They do some physical activity like walking. And gardening, and that's it. Even when they go to the beach, most of them, again, statistics, 6 out of 10 people, they don't know how to swim. And we are living on an island. So it's crazy. There are reasons. I mean, it starts from physical culture and sports culture and so on, from schools, and then we are laid back. We are Mediterranean. We like our cigarettes and coffee and
enjoying
good food and meat and all this
olive
stuff.
Oil.
Yeah. But I think we have potential. I mean, especially in sports like martial arts or combat sports or sports that require strength. We could make it. We are not a tall nation. I don't expect volleyball and basketball to be great in Cyprus. But I don't see any reason not to be good in other stuff. So it's a problem of mentality.
Yes. We have to break this mentality. And the ones who are in charge, they should promote sports much more. Everybody, for example, they are scared to do Jiu-Jitsu. They are scared to lift weights. Oh, I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You are not.
Yes,
you are not.
It's easy. It's easy to look like Arnold.
You are not. Don't worry, my friend.
This is the most funny thing. Everybody, I cannot touch the weights because I'm scared I will be so big.
Don't worry, you are not. Don't worry, you will not get that big.
It's ridiculous.
How about physical education in schools?
It's so basic. It's totally like we don't even have a properly
very neglected, not that important.
Don't have
facilities in schools.
Have facilities, have football.
Nice.
I went to the English school. It was more, I would say.
English school in Nicosia?
Kairynia.
There is an English school over there.
Yes, there's one. That one, the physical education was a little bit better, but it was at the end of the day, and it's the same thing.
Do you teach history of sports or something?
No. In the general schools,
okay.
it's just you have a big like stadium closed. You play football. That's it for 2 hours, and the kids are happy about it.
We're similar, man.
Yes.
Yeah. we are very similar.
Yes. That's it. Yeah, they just enjoy the kids for 2 hours. They don't know mathematics or science, and they play football.
It's really bad though, because this is how you are not creating physical culture.
Yes.
This is how you have adults that they are physically illiterate.
Yes.
They don't know their body. They don't know how to train their body.
Yes.
While physical education is a subject like mathematics, like history, like English, and you should learn things.
Yes.
You should learn your body. You should learn how to exercise after school, after you leave school as a citizen. And that's a problem we are facing here as well.
Yes.
So you are studying, right?
I'm studying finance. I'm
Finance.
studying, but I wish I studied sports science.
Do you have any university of sports science in?
We have support science departments
Okay.
in the.
There are. I checked. At one point in my life, when the recession was here, the recession hit Cyprus in 2013, and we lost our jobs in the universities. It was tough times. I started, investing in the possibility of, moving to the north and teach there.
Yes.
And it's I wanted to be, I'm a bit crazy like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the first academic that moved from the south to the north, because we had some people from the north side teaching in the University of Cyprus and so on.
Yeah.
Turkish Cypriots. One of them is used to be a member of the European Parliament, Niazi Kizikjulek, something like that. He was an academic. He was in the University of Cyprus. So I was looking it up, and there are actually a couple of sports science programs.
Yes. In my university, we have a big department for the sports science. And I see the professors. They are really like one professor is doing Jiu-Jitsu, another one is doing football, and they're all active. I think it's a good department. I wish I studied that one now, but
it's never too late, man.
It's never too late. Maybe in the future.
We are still young. I mean, right now, I think your generation is lucky in comparison to my generation. For us, it was like a death sentence. You studied this,
finish.
You will follow this.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes,
spend your money. I mean, your parents were like, we did the investment on you. Yes. If you want to study something else, work, make money, go do it. Right now, I see a lot of my students as well. They study one thing and they move to the next thing.
Yes.
And that's all right. I mean, if anything, if you combine finance and sports science at some point, it's a thing we are missing. Yes. Sports scientists, me and Michalis, we are partners in other projects as well. We identified this big issue. We have good trainers that they know the science of sport and exercise very well, but they cannot manage their own business.
Yes.
That's why they never make money. So you need diverse knowledge.
Yes, but like I said, in our side, the sports is, I think, a bit behind. In the backstage, and then the federations are also a bit.
I think there is a reason for that, because it's a republic that is not recognized by anyone, because they cannot participate to big competitions, world competitions, and so on. There is no vested interest. I mean, in your case, if there is a Turkish Cypriot person, man or woman, they have to sign up here to the recognized or in Turkey.
Yes. So in that case, that girl that competed in the Olympics, she signed for Turkey.
Yeah.
But in a way that there's many talented people in
course.
The north, like everywhere have talented people, but also there's no future in a way. People are okay. If I do this, I'm sure I will not earn. I will not make living.
Yeah.
So that's why football. But now football is a bit developing. Before, the football players had 2 jobs.
Like us.
Yeah, they play football. They have I don't know, yearly they would get maybe 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah, it's nothing, man.
And then they would have security jobs.
Yes, this was the case in Cyprus in the 90s.
Yes.
You are a professional football player playing in the first league.
Yes.
But then you have to do a morning job.
Yes. Morning job, exactly.
Yeah, like in the post office or in a bank.
Exactly.
Or anything like that. The turning point was when proper sports management came into play. So you got investors.
Yes.
And now you got more investors because now in some teams in the first league,
Champions Leagues and European League.
yes, but the investors are from Russia or they put in the money.
Same like our side. We have investors from mainly Turkey. The people that have the casinos and the things. The football teams.
Yeah.
So now the football players are making better living. Actually.
Yeah.
So they have one job. They are just playing football. In a way, it's a improvement.
It's an improvement.
But for some teams, now the managing a football team become so hard because they have to compete with the huge investors, and the players don't want to play there because the owner cannot afford the salary that the football players want.
Yeah. It's the same case in Cyprus.
Again, same.
It's the same, but like with a 10-15 years difference. I mean, you are experiencing what we experienced like
2000.
In the beginning, 2000, a bit earlier, like 2005.
Yes.
That they were so-called professionals, but they were not making a living out of it.
Exactly.
Now they are making a living out of it. But
the good ones.
The good ones, and the teams are surviving because there is a lot of influx of money.
Exactly.
From investors from abroad.
Exactly.
So you have an interesting thing that you got Cypriot brand names, Cypriot teams with foreign ownerships.
Yes.
Which is, and then you got betting money and all this kind of stuff. Which is,
they are supporting at least the players.
Yeah. So it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing to talk about this stuff. It's unknown territories. Sometimes I'm telling to friends and Mihalis that whenever we cross the border, it's like going to another country. It's like going to vacation on your own on your own island. And you know what's the sad thing? We're talking about sports and change in Cyprus. There were some really good initiatives, but intentionally they were never broadcasted. There was a program, Peace Players. I'm not sure if you know it.
I haven't heard.
It was a program financed by UNOPS, by the UN.
Yes.
Basketball. The sport was basketball. And they were creating teams on this side and the other side, and they were getting together for joint training sessions, and they had a tournament on their own. So each weekend they were playing games, either in North Nicosia or South Nicosia or in Larnaca. There is a reason you don't know about it. And there is a reason you don't know about it. This good stuff, they are never broadcasted in the media.
This is the thing.
The media only broadcast the nasty shit. The stuff that they will create more division.
Yes.
And suddenly the program finished. It stopped.
That's why every step that the politicians are doing in our case is making the situation more like a hair. It's more complicated, more messy, more. I mean, would say, they are making an issue that is unsolvable. That's why I think should be a radical decision to make these things happen. Okay, we forgot about the past. Now it's time to look for the future, and then only way to solve. I still
believe that the solution is on the people. I mean, right now, for 50 years, we left the politicians deciding about it. And we let the politicians manipulating us. Before we started the show offer, I mentioned the case in 2004. We got manipulated. And sadly, people didn't have the knowledge or didn't have the desire to go read the Annan plan on their own and make their own decisions, and they believe the emotionalities of politicians. And really, for 50 years, it's the politicians, the leaderships on each side trying to solve the problem, and eventually they never solve it because it's not in their best interest to get solved because they will lose power. Their whole existence is because of the Cypriot problem. We elect governments with the hope of solving the problem, but it never gets solved.
This is the thing.
The radical solution you are suggesting, it lies in the people.
This is
more communication, more opportunities to act together, and in areas like culture, like sports, like art, like music, even in business.
Yes.
Imagine setting up a business with a Greek Cypriot guy. or
Well,
reversely,
yes, yes.
a Greek Cypriot guy is setting up a business in the Turkish side. We will have reasons
Of course.
to be united. Then I think this place can be a great island. It used to be a great island.
It used to be. I was in the airport.
Yeah.
Nicosia airport.
Yeah.
I went there Tuesday. And then I saw this airport was built in 73.
Yeah.
How unlucky. 74 war
Yeah.
happened. The
Huge,
airport
man.
was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Yani it's in that sense you can see also in Varosha. Varosha was way ahead of its
Was
time.
Monte Carlo.
Yes.
It was like Monte Carlo back then. Lots of
Exactly.
hotels,
All the Hollywood
tourism.
actors.
All the Hollywood actors were coming for holidays.
Yes.
It was an amazing place.
Yeah, so this island was already in the 70s way ahead of like Europe or Malta.
Yeah.
Like I think if we were to stay united till then, I think we would be like way ahead of many of the European
It's a
countries.
sad thing because the great powers of the world would never leave us alone. I mean, it's an island in a very strategic place, very
extremely
close
strategic.
to Europe,
Middle East.
close to Middle East.
Yeah.
The British wanted to have their military bases.
Which they have still.
They have still. Bad management in terms of international politics. Then president, in our side at least, couldn't read the international politics well. We should have been in NATO, if you ask me. Side with the Westerners. He chose to side with the Soviets,
Yes,
and
yes.
you know it's
Soviets.
it's a big mess.
Yes.
You know, we could have been like Dubai, but we could have done it a lot earlier than them.
Lot earlier, yes.
Yeah.
But the thing, hopefully in the future, this is what
I still have hope, and I will feel very sad if
we lose this opportunity.
yeah, I mean, there's a huge talk now about division, having two separate nations.
Yes.
So that's not a solution for me.
But the thing also, we are unlucky in the leaders' point of view. Now
The thing is that, you know, the leaders are voted by people like you and me.
Yes.
And it's our fault.
Yes.
It's us to blame.
It's us to blame,
That we are putting these people in leadership.
Yeah.
That they are not there for the best interest of the citizens. And
Unfortunately.
like we said before, in the past there were leaders on both sides that they loved this country,
Yeah.
and we had good chances.
Yes.
Right now, I'm not so sure.
The thing now, South side have a more optimistic president
Yeah.
than before.
Yeah.
But now our side have the more nationalist.
Yeah.
So I'm saying we are unlucky in a way that if it were to be your president now and like our other president, maybe.
I think the problem is not the timing. I think the system work like that, and
it's so hard to.
yeah.
In a way that it seems like a fairy tale that.
If there was willingness from both sides,
Yes.
this whole mess would have been solved.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Long
I mean,
time ago.
there should have been an arrangement for the property. I mean,
Yes.
Turkish Cypriot people lost their property in the south side,
yeah.
much like
The Greek Cypriot.
Greek Cypriots lost their property there. Arrange it,
Yes.
sort it out.
Yes.
It's easy. It's not that difficult.
Really, but like for example, every house, everything is like mainly in the Greek ownership.
Yeah.
But I think now that's why I'm saying it should be a radical way, because how these people bought this land from another person, and then
Yeah.
should they buy the land again? And it's so complicated in a way that or I think these things should be forgotten or no. I don't know. Also,
I'm not sure. I think that if there is willingness, I mean, it's 50 years, man.
This
I
is the
mean,
thing.
the people who lost their places there, they got compensated by our government
Yes.
in the south side. I mean, for 2 or 3 generations.
yes.
So, I mean, we should look forward. We should
Look
look to the future,
Yes.
not in the past.
Yes.
Because it will be really a tragedy to divide this island.
Yes.
I really wish.
And it's such a beautiful island. Tuesday I was in Lefkara village.
That's my mother's place.
Really?
Yes.
Was so beautiful. This stone.
Yeah.
and on the way you see the mountains are white.
Yeah, that's why it's called Lefkara.
Yes, it's so beautiful.
And it's a village with great history because whoever was coming to Cyprus, whoever was invading, they were going up to Lefkara because there was a river. So you come from the sea and you climb up the river, you reach Lefkara. That's why you got influences from the Arabs.
Yes,
back in the day, you got influences from the Venetians, the Italians.
Yes.
That's why they have this. You probably see the silverware and the things that the old ladies are knitting.
Yes.
These are from the Italian. That's the Italian influence, and then the French, and then the Turkish, the Ottomans.
Yes.
It was a great village.
Highly cultured.
Yeah. We're lucky. In a way, we're very lucky because had we taken the best things from all these civilizations, we would have been a great nation.
Yes. Such a rich culture.
Yeah.
Even our structures, they are totally unique.
Yeah.
If you look at the mosques, the church, everything, they are not like the other ones in the Europe or other Muslim countries. They have their own style.
Yeah.
Because too much, like you say, so much influence. On
There is an influence for centuries now.
Centuries.
Or thousands of years.
Exactly.
So I wanna be optimistic, and I wanna close the episode being optimistic because this is a great thing. Like Giuliano said, this is a great thing for our sports as well.
Yes.
I think this episode will make people think.
Yes.
In terms of jiu-jitsu and in terms of this place.
Yes.
And I think more people can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And once people do it, then it causes a movement. And I'm gonna use a phrase from one of my favorite mentors, a sports sociologist, Jay Cockley. He said that people should not be discouraged. Social change is plausible. It takes time, it takes energy, but it's possible to happen.
Yes.
And I think if I have in front of me now a guy who's 21, really young, you could easily have been my son. So thinking the way you think, a forward thinker, open-minded. I'm sure there are people on our side who are like you.
I'm sure.
Then we need to create the opportunities to get together. Sports, Jiu-Jitsu, our sport, would have been a great opportunity.
Yes.
So I promise that I will visit your school. I think it's easier for us, and I will bring people from my school.
And we will visit for
we
sure.
will visit. The people that can cross for sure will come.
Yes.
The
Can
door
I
is
do some observation?
Yes.
Listen about the situation of Cyprus. I'm out of this.
Neutral.
I'm neutral, yes, but I'm settled here for 5 years. I love this country. I love North and I love South as well. For me, it's the only one. It's one island. I was in Brazil 4 weeks ago, but I used to say in that trip to Brazil, I realized it. My soul is there because my roots are there, but my heart still here. I couldn't see the time to come back. So I love this country. And look, if you look generally, this island is divided. Okay, both sides suffering a lot with this war, with this division. But even like this, with all the worses, South suffering, we know is a country that have many problems. North have his embargo and thing, but they are still alive and are still keeping going. It's a good places for you. I come from another country. You go to North, I realize that the government cannot be the perfect one, but they are trying to do the best. They are trying to build a good country. When you come to South, you realize same. The politicians have their problems, and I don't trust any of them, for sure. Look, we are good guys and talking about social change, but I didn't listen one of you say, I want to be politician, because you are a good guy. This is my opinion. If I have some guy that I really have consideration, and the guy say, oh, I will be politician, 50% as your good thing I will lost. Yes. I never saw one politician that go to there to do something to the different.
Very few exceptions, like Mandela, for example.
And we have some dark sides
Of course.
Of course, any human is perfect, but I have my own perception about politicians. But even with this division, is a good place. The people can work. Many immigrants come. If it's a bad place, nobody will come to live here.
True.
You say, oh, the Russians come because the war, the Ukrainians come because the war, the Iran. No, but they have many places to go.
Yeah.
They will not choose Cyprus to come
True.
because all of them
That's a very interesting
have
perspective.
money.
Yeah.
You know, it's an interesting perspective because I'm listening to you are a complete outsider.
Yes,
You're
yes,
not
yes.
European, you are far from our problems. That's a good observation. I never thought of it like that.
So imagine if these both sides, they don't need to join again. No. Be a two separate again, but work together. I read some news, I don't know if it's true or not, but each side try to break their economy, the other side, and this and that. They have to realize, if your neighbor whose house is burning, your house will burn soon. So collaborate.
Yeah.
Don't need to love each other. As I say, as Jiu-Jitsu community, we don't need to love each other. We don't need to work together and eat. I will not sleep with you, but at least work, make these things grow, because when the sea go up, all the boats go together.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Oh, okay, I will work for my side. The sea go up and this one will drown. No, all the boats go. So this is what you are doing can be a good beginning.
Yeah.
We never know, what's happened in the future, but can be a good beginning to make the people open their eyes and understand. Look, business together. Man, I feel very hard to cross this border because I live in North. I'm not North Turkish. I'm Brazilian. I'm coming to have a fun or spend some money. It's very hard. They
interrogate.
They interrogate. They put, look,
What?
I'm Brazilian. I don't need visa to go to Europe. Many times in the border, they shout me, what are you doing here? This and that. So, look, I don't know how is the culture, how is the brainwash, but it's time to finish.
Yeah.
In such a point, it have to finish. Do you know why? Because everybody will collapse. This is the thing.
You know, it started. I mean, this is a second opportunity. The kid, I call him a kid. He's a young member of the European Parliament, a YouTuber. I was very critical, not directly to him, but for the voters, because he got like 71,000 votes.
Ooh.
Voted for a YouTuber who's not a politician.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing, and I hope he doesn't become a politician eventually. I was very critical because it was a joke. I mean, it's I thought it was a slot in the parliament that is lost for 5 years. He created a video with a Turkish Cypriot YouTuber, the most famous Turkish Cypriot YouTuber, and I was like, okay, he's onto something. He's onto something. Maybe his generation, he's around your age, a couple of years older than you. Maybe his generation, using these tools, YouTube, Instagram, influencing, maybe eventually will help people understand and get rid of the old stories of the past that poison our minds when we were young.
You know what's also? This grudge, this
animosity.
This emotion, it's also tiring, man.
It is, man.
You spend too much energy on this, and you can expand this, and it's a good
to other good stuff,
and do the things work.
Yeah.
So it will be good for everyone. Of course, I'm just a grain of one rice in the bucket, but maybe it's an optimistic vision. But in my opinion, is the best way, because look, the both sides. If you go to North and you explore there. It's a very nice country. It's like here. So the people is still there. You can say it's not a country. But man, at least you have people there. You have politics. You have court. You have money, currency. It's a country. The fact that some people don't accept, don't make it not a country. It's a country.
Doesn't change the reality.
Doesn't change the reality.
Yeah.
What you do with the people? You will just smash them and throw in the bin.
The sea. I mean,
no. So what gonna do? They have to find a solution. In my opinion, I don't know.
No, you are right.
I have some tradition in my country. Brazil never was involved in war. We are in a Pacific place. South America is different place. We have our own issues. So I'm trying to touch some topic in that I have my own issues there. But I don't know how is the war culture. We don't know, like... for sure we still have parents that you died in the war.
My father fought. in the wars.
Yes.
So imagine I put two guys that hate each other to sleep at the same room, they will kill each other, of course. But everything have a middle ground. As I say, you don't need to love, but work together.
Absolutely agree with you. I like the phrase you used,
The votes.
The votes. Yeah,
So,
you're right. I mean, and right now it's an illusion to have a solution that it's going to throw these people in the sea. They're there.
Impossible. They're
It's
there.
half a
Yes,
century.
yes.
They're there. So we have to find a way to work around it and make it work for the best interests of both sides.
Yes, yes.
So Julian is right. I mean, we don't have to love each other. We have to work, cooperate.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
Very nice
Yeah.
observation.
Yeah.
Κάθε άνθρωπος μπορεί να καταφέρει σπουδαία πράγματα όταν ό,τι κάνει, το κάνει με πάθος. Ευρωπαϊκό Πανεπιστήμιο Κύπρου. Empowering Greatness.